Ask for the truth on behalf of Shilpa Oswal concerning career issues. When will she get a job, or will she get a job soon? Let's put it that way. And will she have to relocate to another city for that job? Whatever. I want to know that. I ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we just cut the deck for you there, Shilpa, and we'll just move to the side over here, and we'll deal out 3 cards for you. The first card we deal is in the position of the recent past influence. That's what it's often referred to. About a moon phase behind between this now and this time last month. And then the next card is in the position of the present. That's of course Shilpa Oswal there right now. And then where's Shilpa in the immediate future, about a moon phase ahead between now and this time next month? Well, that's in that card there. That's the other energy of that, how we interpret that energy there that's come. Because we ask in your name, on your behalf, and all words are true, and we do. That's how it works. Now, of course, it's a story, isn't it? Beginning, middle, and end. So the first card we deal is based upon, I suppose, you could say, establishing what went on just recently. Let's just find out what that was, what energy was vibrating around you, what magic was there at work, what spirit was up to, as you could say, and this might give a clue into what it is. We'll just flip the card as you can see there, nice and slowly, not to disturb the energy, and we just flip it over, and just indicating there, notice the energy from the treasury. You've got the hourglass. The energy of the hourglass has been vibrating there in your recent past, and this we just placed there because it's your recent past influence, and this just really indicates that just recently, from a career point of view, of course, time has been of the essence. You've been against the clock, you could say, been working against the clock to get somewhere. It hasn't been a time for putting your feet up, let's put it that way. So you've been hard at work trying to find something, anything, and then of course, well, I've got a sort of sense as though naturally you wouldn't want to move out from where you're located already if you can help it. But of course, with today's climate and the way corrupt governments destroy countries and things and economies for the benefit of the minority, you have to find yourself relocating, especially like here in the UK, where we have social cleansing, where the poor are sort of shipped out of cities, rich cities, so that the rich can move in. And maybe that's what you feel you've been subject to there, where you feel as though you've got to move out somewhere else, maybe to find somewhere a bit more prosperous, because of the way the system is treating you right now, which would be understandable. You're not alone in that, are you? A lot of people would empathise, as you could say, with that. Let's see what's going on now. Let's see how this has panned out, with you having to work against the clock and so forth, and of course, I suppose you could say a bit of a mad rush, just recently between now and this time last month, over the month of March, whatever. It's been a bit of a mad rush there. You could say the 11th of March if you want to put a date on it, but that's not necessarily so. We just reveal the next card to show you, yes, this is understandable. The energy there of the Hand of Fate. That's vibrating right now. Now that, yes, is understandable, isn't it? We're with you there. Because just indicating really that forces beyond your control are intervening right now in some way. So really, it's things that that you can't help. It's not your fault. I suppose really this is what you really you need to be reminded really that what's happening now is not your fault. It is the fault of others. Maybe not just a fault. Maybe they are deliberately doing it and they know that they're doing it for their own selfish ends. And of course you're finding it hard to cope because of it. But this wouldn't just apply to you. This can apply to a lot of us. So we're all suppose in the same boat, aren't we? Which doesn't, I suppose, doesn't help matters. In that regard, it doesn't help matters, but it nevertheless, I suppose, can help us understand why. Just maybe understand why it is there. But of course, the Hand of Fate there, having that hold on you, I suppose, really, as a hand would do, a hold on you right now. I want to now look at the immediate future, and I want to just see what's going on there. We're just going to flip this card over nice and slow again, as we normally do there, just so it's nice and steady, and we just reveal there. Notice there the energy of seduction. There's an interesting turn up for the books, as you would say, or the cards. The energy of seduction. I get a funny feeling as though maybe, yes, you could find yourself lured into something, maybe, I don't know. But it seems to indicate the thing that you're going to be lured into as a new romance or a new relationship maybe had for you there. Passion and romance awaits between now and the 11th of May. So maybe summertime maybe that could be, I'm not saying it is, but maybe that could be the key on getting out to another city. But of course, it's a price to pay, isn't it, to be in a relationship with somebody just for the purpose of convenience to get you out to somewhere else. That's why, yes, passion and romance awaits for you between now and this time next month. But right now, of course, there's interference. The Hand of Fate literally interferes, doesn't it? And that, I suppose, is a problem, or can be a problem if you're not careful, and you just have to be careful. Maybe if passion and romance await, which they do, that could hinder or slow down your search for a job, but nevertheless, you could find security in a relationship, a passionate romance there. However, The dark side to that is, of course, you might find yourself stuck or becoming prisoner in that. So you've got no independence. So this is, I suppose, do you want to give up your independence? Are you prepared to do that for the sake of being a bit more secure? It's a fine line to travel, isn't it, really? I want to just finally, I feel as though here something hasn't been said. I don't know why. Maybe it's me, I don't know. But I'm just going to pull out another card here. This will speak of between May and June. You could say up to the 11th of June, maybe. Let's just flip that card there and let's just see what that is. That's an interesting development, isn't it? The key, the energy of the key from the treasury there, as you can see. And that just indicates that locked doors are going to soon be open to you. Now, of course, it's one thing to have a locked door open or have the key to open a locked door, maybe opportunity knocks. If there's a chance for getting a job, it will be through May to June, up to the between the 11th of, I suppose you could say the 11th of May to the 11th of June, that sort of period of time. I suppose if you want to try and put a date on that, you could say, well, the 13th of June is a new moon. It could be then, because remember, your moon phases work on 3 days before and 3 days after. That's roughly that 6 days gap of the actual phase in the middle. So with the 13th of June, the new moon there, that could offer you something up there. So from the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, up to the 16th of June maybe, between the 10th and the 16th of June, I would say, if I was going to use the moon phases as a guide. But of course we know it's a dark art, that, isn't it? It's a very sort of touch and go. And it's one thing for doors, new doors to be open for you. But the fact is, it's up to you to choose to go through them, and that choice we can only leave with you, can't we, Shilpa? But so for now, I think it's time that you go well, that you stay well, and that these cards have now spoken.